Hey there, Tall Man Clan. Welcome to the show. I am Robert, aka the Tall Man, host of tonight's show, and this is my lovely wife, Lisa, who is currently absent, aka Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone calls her that. She will be here, hopefully, shortly. Meantime, I am here to entertain you and give you today's cruise news and all the other fun, interesting stuff. Boy, do I have some great stories for you guys tonight. I want to thank you all so much for being here with us, me, and so let's say a little hello to everybody here. We've got little one-on-one. Hey, hello. He says he was almost asleep after a long, crazy day. How is the party? Party's been great, my friend. Party has been great. And here's our stalker, Danny. He didn't want to be first. You can be first. It's okay. It's okay. And little one-on-one says, you said you were stalking. Yeah, I think he's stalking. And welcome, Bev Jewel. So he was the only one there. Is that what you're saying when he came in? Yeah, Danny, he just, as soon as I put up the notice, I'm assuming he just clicks on it and waits for it to start. But that's cool. I mean, there's a lot of people who do that. Macrina, howdy! Welcome, girl. It's been a while. We didn't see you live last time, so we're glad to see you here. Danny says he's always first. Starting to get awkward. Little one-on-one. Oh, the Tall Man crew saying hello to everybody. We appreciate that. And then there is Billy. Hello. Oh, I just dropped my controller. That's not good. I can't control without the controller. All right. So welcome, everybody. We appreciate you all being here so much. There is 23 of you in here at this exact moment and only 5 thumbs up. You know what you got to do, right? Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Become part of the Tall Man Clan. We come live to you from the ships, from off the ships. We do ship departures. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Become part of the Tall Man Clan. It costs you nothing, and it really does help out the channel. And my wife and I need a lot of help, as you will soon find out if you're new to the show. So speaking of the show, we got to get going into it, but we can't get any further into the show until we show balcony cam, or at least full balcony cam, right? Thank you all again for the thumbs up, so everybody gets the applause. Woo-hoo. Well, let's throw one more in there. Charles is late to the party. Hey there, Charles. Welcome to the party. By the way, if you ever want to come on live with us and be a guest, whether you have something to say, good or bad, about the cruise industry, or you're on a ship and you want to share something that's going on the ship, do us a huge favor. Drop us an email, tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. And if you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, do us a favor, just go to Facebook, look up Tall Man's Cruise Adventures, you'll find the group. Make sure you answer the questions. It's not going to allow you in unless you answer the questions. Okay? Oh, excuse me. Balcony cam. Yes, Macrina loved the balcony cam. So, we've got to announce it. You ready? That means it's time for the news. All right, so what do we have going on today? Carnival Vista's going to be late. We got number 7. We got number 4. We made Forbes Top 600 list. Woohoo! The inaugural cancels again. Good Lord. Bye-bye Arctic cruising. Maybe. And then Man Overboard. Oh my good Lord. So there are the headlines. Are we ready to get into the news? I am going to try to do this without my glasses because guess what? I've got a new camera. But I don't know if I can see or not. So let's get into the news of the day. So the Carnival Vista, we talked about this on the last update. It's out of dry dock, on its way over to back here to Florida to start its sailing again, but with a fully refurbished ship. And so somehow, between the announcement that it was on the way and the actual on the way, it's been delayed. So it was supposed to have a 3-day sailing to sort of reacquaint everybody, let everybody see the new ship and all the new offerings, because there's a ton of work they did with that ship. But instead of a 3-day, it's going to be a 2-day. So, leaving a day late. And so they've changed the itinerary, but all sorts of other things have had to change. So, first of all, everybody that's on board is going to get a $50 onboard credit, maximum $100 per cabin, so that means only the first 2 passengers, okay? Everything else that you may have already purchased, whether it's you prepaid your gratuities, drink package, Wi-Fi, everything will be prorated. Now, these onboard credits, the refunds and all the ship, all the stuff that you may have paid for on the ship before getting on the ship is going to be applied to your shipboard account. So they're not going to credit back your credit card. It's going to come all as onboard credit. Now, what is unknown is if you don't spend it all, are you going to get it back? That is unknown at the time. So hopefully in the 2 days, whatever the refunds are, you'll be able to spend it. If not, hopefully they'll give it back to you. Next, what's that? That is going to be Royal Caribbean's 7th Oasis class ship. They made the announcement yesterday, or was it today? I can't remember. Could have been the other day. Anyway, they are going to make another Oasis class ship, which will make it their 7th. So what I want to know is, what would you name this ship? So if you're watching us live, leave it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, leave it in the comments. I suppose I should say if you're watching right now, leave it in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, leave it in the comments. So again, Royal Caribbean announced its 7th Oasis class ship. And guess what? Carnival has announced its 4th XL class ship. Which, by the way, before I forget, the Oasis class ship, number 7, is going to be coming out in 2028 sometime. Okay? And as I mentioned, Carnival announced its new XL class ship, which is going to be its 4th to join the fleet. It's going to be out in 2027, so a year before the new Oasis class ship from Royal Caribbean. So lots of chatter about this. Where should it be ported? Where is home port's going to be? But I want to know what you think the names should be for these 2 ships, right? Because it's always interesting to figure out what these names are going to be, okay? Speaking of Carnival, right? Carnival has made the Forbes Best Employers for 2024 list. They put this out every year, and Carnival is ranked 191 out of 600. So if you're looking for a good employer and you want to be employed by number 191, go join Carnival. All right? However, they are 8th when it comes to travel and leisure. All right? Speaking of in the news again, we talked about the Vista. The Sun Princess is also in the news again. We covered this a couple weeks ago. They had to cancel their inaugural by 2 weeks, and they pushed it back because the ship just wasn't ready yet. And they canceled it a couple weeks out, gave everybody 100% refund, plus a 50% shipboard credit, or 50% future cruise credit, and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, here we are, 4 days before the first inaugural sailing, and they have canceled again. But again, this time just with 4 days left, which is creating all kinds of problems for a lot of people. So, if you had booked on this particular sailing, this first inaugural cruising, anyway, you will get a 100% refund on the cruise. You will also get a 50% future cruise credit as long as you're booked before, I think it's late November, early December, something this year, and sailing before December of 2025, okay? If you have not began your travel to get there, because remember, this leaves in 4 days. If you have not begun your travel there, then you're eligible for a $200 credit, if you will, to help offset charges for changing your flights. Now, if you have already traveled to the region, they're going to be giving you up to $450 euro for the 18th and the 19th, and an additional 140 euro per person per day for hotels, food, and such. Okay? So, will they cancel again? Is this just one more delay, or there's going to be more? No one knows. They can't say either, but they are presuming that the next sailing will become the inaugural sailing for the Sun Princess. So, yeah, that's a mess. So, cruising in the Arctic, right? It's a pretty picture, nice ship there. has, well, potentially come to a drastic end for a lot of people. The ships that cruise in the Arctic are typically smaller to begin with. They range from 50 passengers up to 500 passengers. But the Swedish government has just put into play a fairly stiff set of new rules and guidelines for cruise ships that go into the Arctic because it's really one of the last untouched wildernesses. Okay? So from this, or starting in January of 2025, if I remember the date correctly, I forgot to write it down and I apologize, there will no longer be ships allowed over 200 passengers. So only ships that have 200 passengers or less can go into the Arctic. Now, additionally, there's a lot of other rules and guidelines about getting into smaller crafts like Zodiacs and getting closer to the coast, closer to the wildlife that is there. And it extremely limits that as well. And so Arctic cruising, as we all know it now, is going to change dramatically. So if that's been on your bucket list, you may want to book now before these new rules and regulations go into play, if you will, right? So that you can get maybe the close-ups that you want to get. Because after they go, once they're implemented, you're not going to be able to get very close. Okay? And last but not least, when it comes to news, this is a sad one. A man has fallen overboard on the MSC World Europa. Now, this ship was in Malta, okay? And a 70-year-old man has fallen overboard. Now, the ship was in port, but it seems that he did fall into the water. The crew of the ship sprang immediately. They got some lifeboats in the water. They called the authorities. Everybody converged on the scene very, very quickly to help this man. And they were able to help the man. They pulled him out. They gave him the treatment that he needed initially, right? Got him in an ambulance and got him on the way to the hospital. Unfortunately, this man passed away after he got to the hospital. They were not able to save him. So, sad, sad day. We wish his family the best and send our thoughts and prayers with them. It is always a sad day when someone goes overboard on a cruise ship, whether it's voluntary or not, because we've had people that just jump. So, there you go. So there is your cruise news for the day. We are not done by any stretch of the imagination. We got a lot more stuff that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute, but I want to catch up with some of your comments. I'm here by myself, and so I'm like pulling triple duty today. So Macrina says, yes, doing a live was fun when we were on the Queen Mary prior to getting on the Panorama. Yeah, what she's talking about is inviting you guys as guests. Send an email. We'll make the arrangements, give you the links, figure everything out, and then we'll get you on the show with us live if you want to come on. Little One-on-One says, so 2027 is going to be a new group cruise for the new Carnival XL number 4. Inaugural group cruise. Yeah, if y'all want to go on the inaugural, let's make that a group cruise. But we're going to have one before then. I told you I'd give it a week, and the week's almost up. We'll make the announcement next week, but I'm 95% sure that the one that we are trying to get for late this year is probably going to not happen. Macrina says, number 7 RC Oasis ship, number 4 XL ship, right? The big ships, they just keep on coming, right? Danny says, number 4 for 500, Alex. So is that what we're going to call the ship? Alex? Little One-on-One. All right, y'all behave yourself. No nasty names. No pineapples for you either, Little One-on-One. Macrina, expensive of the sea. That is absolutely perfect because, Royal's prices they're getting up there. So, yeah. Danny says, Behemoth of the Sea. Yeah, that's a good one. Though I think they may reserve that for one of the Utopia, the Icon class ships, because they are, without a doubt, the behemoths. Though Oasis class ships are not small, the Icon ships are, amazingly, they're a bit bigger, right? Little One-on-One says, Royal is the Heartbreakers. Billy, money grab of the seas. We see where y'all's minds are today. Money, 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 money. Yeah, it's, look, when the ship gets a year old and a new one comes out, the old one's prices will drop. And so, it is nice to get on these ships when they're, brand new. A lot of people love doing that. But that's also why the prices are high, supply and demand. And even though these ships hold a ton of people, the prices are still way up there. By the way, what did you think of the new camera? I'm going to, I know it's the MSC thing, but what you think of the new camera? You like the new look? Is it good? Looks good? I don't know. Tell me what you think. I just, wanted to know. Anyway, what else there? Hey, Keith Williams. I don't think I've seen your name before there. The Carnival Riviera or the Golden Mermaid? Ooh, there's some interesting names. Yeah. And where do you think it should go? Should they move one of the other XL? Somebody had made a comment, the Mardi Gras should leave Port Canaveral and go to New Orleans. It is called the Mardi Gras, for Pete's sake. So New Orleans sounds like a great place for that. And then maybe put the new one in Port Canaveral. I don't know. Where do y'all think it should go? Antonio says, the Royal's new ship will be second Mortgage of the Seas. Danny, 2 cameras. Yeah, man. We're I told you, we're going to constantly try to strive to improve. And so this camera, here, look at this. Look at this. Here we go. We can zoom in. We can zoom out. I can move it. Where am I going? Hey, that's where Lisa should be. So, this is Hal. Everybody say hello to Hal. Hi, Hal. And no, Hal is not going to be taking control of everything here, I promise you. But yeah, we're going to call this one Hal. Let's just get it dialed back in. There we go. So yeah, everybody say hello to Hal. Hi, Hal. Hal bleeps either green or blue at me. It's funny. Anyway, Macrina says, those new Arctic guidelines are just a protective measure, and we should be happy it's being done. I agree 100%, Macrina. Absolutely, without a doubt. Yeah, it's rough. Even for like a lot of other places that we, as cruisers, like to go to. All of a sudden a destination becomes popular and there's 6 giant ships there that all have 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people on there. And all of a sudden the infrastructure, it's overwhelmed it's overwhelming for all of us as well, because it's just a congested mess. I mean, how many times have you gone to one of the Caribbean, whether it's Cozumel or wherever, and there's 6, 7, 8 huge ships in port, and you can't move in that place. St. Thomas is another one of those places. These small islands, they're beautiful to visit, but man, it is rough when a lot of ships come calling to town. So anyway, but I agree 100%. Let's keep this stuff protected, because and it's not that we can't go. It's that it's just going to be extremely limited. You're going to have to go on much, much smaller ships, though the ships are typically small anyway. But now it's 200 passengers or less. And so now we're really left with 100% these luxury cruises. So that's really what this has now come down to. So anyway, Danny says, can the Mardi Gras sail down the river? I don't think so. No, it's a little big and it's a little tall. So I'm thinking, no, I don't think so. Little John says, the Mississippi River has been too low for the past few years. Yeah, and it wouldn't fit under the bridges. You're absolutely correct. It would absolutely not. All right. So, are you all ready for another edition of Are You Kidding Me, People? I hope so, because that's what's coming next. But before, some quick housekeeping notes again. There's 51 of you, or 50 right now, watching, but there's 12 thumbs up. Do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button, right? It really helps out the channel. It helps out the video. And Lisa and I, of course, she's not with me right now, but Lisa and I need all the help we can get. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. We would be glad to have you, okay? And don't forget to subscribe to the Facebook group. Subscribe. Join the Facebook group. That's also free. It's just go to Facebook, look up Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. Answer the questions, though. Answer the questions, all right? So there you have it. Lisa will be with us shortly, but until then, we have we have some more fun stuff to read to you. So these are crazy. I'm going to come back over here. All right. So the first one. We're on the Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas. Our last stop was supposed to be Coco Cay, but unfortunately, a passenger had a life-threatening emergency. We were so close to the U.S. at that time, at the time that it happened, that we were able to stop in the U.S. to get them off the ship to get them the medical attention they needed. Okay, this meant that for the last day, they were unable to get to Coco Cay. So they ended up just having to do a sea day. The amount of people who had a conniption over this was insane. While we were waiting to disembark, my husband and I sat down at the cafe and watched people scream at the guest service employees. One guest service employee explained to this particular passenger that they had to stop in order to get this particular guest life-saving care. The employee asked the passenger, how would you feel if it was one of your family members? And the woman literally responds, I don't care if someone was about to die. I paid for Coco Cay, and I expect to go to Coco Cay. This is your fault. What is wrong with people? Are you kidding me, people? It's just ridiculous, right? All right, here's the next one. I'm on the Carnival Miracle. It's a beautiful ship. I'm on my 26th Carnival cruise. I can guarantee that last night was my last time in a steakhouse. And it was elegant night too. This woman shows up in Adidas workout shorts, jeans and t-shirts. There were 2 men allowed to wear jeans and ball caps. Carnival has finally lost all vestiges of fine cruising. It's a passing of an era. I got to ask you all a question, and I don't mean this in the rude way, but really, was Carnival or has Carnival ever been considered fine cruising? I mean, Carnival's always been a nice line, but I wouldn't call that fine cruising. I think you got to get up to like Cunard or some of these other cruise lines that get into, I don't even have to say luxury, but even celebrity. That's more fine cruising. But I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think about the dress codes? You know, would that turn your head, or is this guy just off his rocker? We'll talk about that in a minute too. Here's the next one. I'm sitting on the princess ship with my ruby medallion, mulling over the invisible reward schemes for members. Invisible reward schemes for members. We'll hold on to that. There was a time where we would be rewarded with chocolate-covered strawberries, champagne in the room, complimentary water bottles, and social officer events. You ready? I don't feel rewarded at all from my 4th princess cruise. This means nothing to me here on the ship. Which cruise lines do it better? I gotta pause for a second. I can't take it. I gotta pause. So, this person has been on 4 cruises. I want to know at what point in time in their 4 cruises, whatever back in time, they got chocolate-covered strawberries, champagne in their room, complimentary bottled water, and got to attend events with the officers. I've been cruising a long time, and I have no idea. We never got any of that. I mean, once we were cruised a few times, we were invited to, you know, the big party for, you know, welcome back. But that was it. Chocolate-covered strawberries, champagne in the cabin. What? Are you kidding me? I don't know. 4 cruises. By the way, Medallion is like second. It's 4 cruises! I don't get it. What do people want these days? Oh. This is a good one, too. You ready for this? I was on the Vision of the Seas in the Windjammer for lunch. Some hag stuck her finger into the curry and then licked them to get a taste. Guy makes a comment, and then she yells at him and says, "I'm a Diamond Plus. I can do whatever I want." Is that absolutely nuts? Hey, look who's joined me.
You know what I have to say about that?
What do you have to say about that?
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. Come on. No double licking. Double dipping. Yeah.
No dipping at all.
No dipping at all.
Never mind double dipping. No dipping at all. Put your finger in the food
Yeah.
on the buffet and then lick it.
Oh my goodness.
At least they didn't say, then stuck it back in for a second taste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. All right. Here's my favorite, guys. Y'all prepare. This is great. This guy that I'm about to talk about, he is my new hero. All right, here we go. I'm on Carnival sailing to Hawaii and back. So a much higher ratio of diamond to platinum guests than normal. There was so much crabbing about having to wait in lines. My lowly gold butt, because they're just a gold, excuse me, understood the ratios being off meant there was going to be some longer lines than normal for folks not used to it. Anyway, I was in the casino at the craps table and made pretty good friends with this older gent who happened to be a diamond guest. He and I were both amazed at how crabby some of these people were being, but we were going to enjoy ourselves no matter what. So the next morning, I'm in line for an omelet, and I had been there for quite some time, when a Karen, who just couldn't wait, tried to assert that because she was a platinum, she could go to the front of the line. This particular guy says, "I'm sorry, lady, but that's not one of the perks. You can wait like the rest of us." Well, just as things were starting to warm up a little bit, the older gent that I met, my friend from last night at the craps table, shows up and quickly cottoned onto what was happening. So this is what he says. He goes, "Well, I'm a diamond, so that means I would go in front of you then, wouldn't it?" To the Karen, he said that to the Karen, and promptly stepped in front of her. To the Karen, so she seemed to accept this as a win, since she'd only be behind one person and not the whole line. Well, here we go. My new hero proceeds to take every single person's order that was in line and gave it to the chef as his own. He kindly explained to the Karen that he was very hungry and couldn't make up his mind. As each omelet came out, he said, "Nah, I don't like this one," and he would hand it off to the next person in line. I swear the cook was biting their tongue in half to not laugh themselves silly. He says, that night at the craps table, the story apparently had already circulated through the staff because he was complimented by several of the crew for his morning activities and his creativity.
That's great.
Take that! Oh my good Lord. I read that, I'm like, okay, that has to be the closing story. That is just absolutely awesome.
That is funny.
By the way, Lisa hasn't seen this. Look at this, Lisa.
What am I looking at?
You can look there, but
okay.
Look. I got Hal up and running.
Oh, look at that! Hi, Hal.
Yeah. Doesn't Hal look good?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. So let's go back and see what everybody's been talking about.
All right.
All right. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's been a lot of comments.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yep. All right. Danny's thumbs up. Okay. Macrina says, "Come on, let's do it." I think she's talking about the inaugural on number 4.
Oh.
Hello, Mamie Radar. Welcome from New Mexico. Macrina says, "I think the new Carnival ship should be Carnival."
Ooh, that was my first ship.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to, bring back one of the old names, or are they going to call it something else?
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah. More like fun cruising. And Tony says, they should have taken her to Cuckoo Cay instead. that was the lady that was upset.
Yeah.
That they didn't go to Cuckoo Cay because somebody was dying and they needed
Cuckoo Cay, I like that.
Cuckoo. Some of these stories. I would love to hang out with John Heald for like a couple days.
Can you imagine?
And read the emails that he gets. And obviously not all these were Carnival. There was some Royal. There was several different cruise lines in there. But, he answers like 500 emails a day. And a lot of them, are got to be just like this. I paid for Coco K, and I'm going to go to Coco K. It's your fault. Yeah, because I can control the weather, or I can control, somebody having a heart attack. People. Yeah, send her to the cuckoo house.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my good Lord. Macrina says, oh, my gosh, people, it's a steak dinner. Enjoy the dinner and don't worry about other people's attire. Yes, dressing up is nice, so feel happy on how you are dressed and sparkling. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
There's only 10% of me that cares. And this gets back to some of the things that we've talked to, I think, about a few times before. Carnival does have a set of attire guidelines.
Dress codes, yeah.
And they are the most laxed, I would say, out of the cruise lines that are out there. However,
pretty close.
Ball caps, ripped jeans, workout attire,
flip-flops,
it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
So I understand that the guest is mad, but he shouldn't be mad at the people. He should be mad at Carnival for not enforcing the rules. So that's the only thing that frustrates me, is that they're not enforcing their own rules.
Yeah.
When somebody walks, I'm like, I give two craps. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy myself, just like Macrina said.
Unless we'd rather come in shorts, but chose not to because we're honoring the dress code.
Yeah.
Then it matters to me.
There was one time recently, and I forget what it was, but we didn't feel like dressing out, or whatever. We were going to be very close to a stream time, and we didn't want to get dressed and change and do all this stuff. We're like, you know what? Because we were in shorts and t-shirts, we just went up to the buffet.
Yeah.
They got great food.
Yeah.
Anyway. Little one-on-one entitlement. Yeah, you think? Oh my good Lord, y'all. Denny says he wore a tux on Elegant Night. I really don't care what others wear. Right? Who cares? We used to wear tux and gowns all the time.
Yeah.
We only stopped doing it because we're doing so many cruises in a row. We had to try to lighten our pack as much as possible. And, 6'4", man, I got a lot of material here.
His shoes take up an entire suitcase.
They do. I have a shoe a lot. She can bring 27 pairs because she's got
one
freakishly tiny little cold feet. But I've got 6'4" man feet, and my shoes are a little big. And
a little big.
Well, they're not huge.
Little big.
They're a little big. They're a little one-on-one. Oh, I already put that up there. Sorry, you can't have it twice, Danny. Kathy P says, you were on a 3-day cruise where a group of college guys were allowed to wear Speedos, ties, and fuzzy hats to the dining room.
Oh.
Guess the ties allowed them in.
Oh, that must have been attractive.
No, well, bathing suits are not allowed.
Yeah.
So I know they're trying to get around it, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Check, please.
Yeah. Did you take pictures? Post them. We want to see.
I'm sure they post for the cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably did.
Charles says, find my gluteus maximus. Macrina says, by the way, ship champagne is terrible. $5 Walmart champagne and bought in bulk. It's not dumb. Of course it's not dumb, right? Yeah, it's pretty lowball stuff. We've all had cruise ship champagne before. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people it's the gesture, and so if you appreciate the gesture, great. We prefer if there's one of the little welcome parties that they're serving cocktails or champagne or whatever, we will usually get one of the fruity things and split it because we don't like the champagne to begin with. So anyway, little one-on-one says, I wore swimwear to my steakhouse dinners and no underwear. Had a blast and the steak was just awesome.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me with Danny. But little one, you two, both.
I know.
I may have to stop putting your comments up there. Mamie says, hey, Lisa.
Hi.
Antonio says, sounds like a lot of entitlement. Yeah, it most of the complaints that I find and see and read, it's almost all about that. We may have to change it from, are you kidding me, people, to, it's time for the entitlement section, or I don't know. We'll come up with a name, but it's all that. Little one-on-one says, hi, Mrs. Tallman.
Hi.
He's the only one that calls her Mrs. Tallman.
Right, yeah.
Macrina, hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Macrina, bravo, omelet man.
Yeah,
right?
That was awesome.
He is my new hero. Yeah, mine too, man.
Me
guy
too.
was, to come up with that fast. That is just, I couldn't.
That's brilliant.
That is truly brilliant.
Yeah.
Mamie, brilliant, my hero. Take that, platinum snobbery, right? Love this diamond dude, right? I'm platinum and soon to be diamond, and I cannot believe people, Macrina says.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have a special guest line, but still have to wait behind other, diamonds and
Platinums are
platinums,
diamonds,
right?
yeah.
Other than that, I like my platinum drinks. Look, it's nice to have cruised with one line for a while, and when you get to a certain status in there, there's some perks that come along with that. One of the perks does not mean you can turn into a schnob and be rude to people. A lot of the comments I hear, like for Princess, the people who are like pinnacles on Princess are like just ruthless. Like every 5 minutes, I'm a pinnacle, or I'm a pinnacle, or I'm a pinnacle. I mean, they're just, it is crazy. And I didn't have, maybe one of the comments was in there was actually from a pinnacle, but I've edited it down and I've left some stuff out because, I don't need y'all to go find them. But, yeah, just enjoy the perks. Be happy you're on a cruise. Be kind to others. Bring your patience and just have a great time.
That reminds me of Larry. Our friend Larry has this name badge and it says, not a pinnacle.
Yeah! Our friend Larry, he's
awesome.
Yeah, but he's been cruising and a long time. He's retired now and all but cruises full time. And so he's got multiple levels of status, but he wears that badge just because don't associate me with them. John Heels, yes, he does. John Heald has the patience of Job. Macrina says without a doubt.
Yes, he does.
Macrina also says, know sometimes that tell guests for the steakhouse to go change, but true, not often. Just, look, sorry, we got a dress code.
Yeah.
That's all they got to say. I'm
We'll
sorry,
hold
we
your
got a dress
table.
code. Yep.
Quick, go change.
We'll give you 15 minutes. Go change.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard was that? If they pitch a fit, call security. I'm sorry. We got a dress code. You're enforcing the rest of the rules now. Maybe it's time that you step up and enforce those too. Which, by the way, that goes for the main dining room too. It's not just like the paid restaurants or the upscale restaurants, right? It's the same dress code in both places. You're not supposed to go to the dining room and that stuff either, or the steakhouse, or the wherever, right? At nighttime, other than the buffet. If you want to go to the buffet in your Speedo and a tie, have at it. Little Big Me. No more pineapples. I'm not putting up pure pineapples. Little one-on-one. I'm so sorry. Me and my son pack the sparkles and tux, and we love being dressed to the nines. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And love looking swanky. And then go change after dinner to be warmer and comfy. We did that a lot too.
Yeah.
There was a few times, Macrina, I know you saw it, where we were still in our tux and gown when we were streaming. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the thumbs up.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, Danny.
Yay!
You get a special applause tonight just for that. Danny's been good tonight. Little one-on-one's doing all the dirty deeds tonight. So Danny's taking a night off. Danny almost slept through it. He barely got in. He wasn't first tonight.
Oh, no.
He didn't want to stalk us anymore.
Oh, my.
Excuse me. Macrina says, also love the platinum and diamond laundry. That's the best perk. Even better than free alchemy beverage. I will have to agree 100%. I tell you, honestly, that was the one perk that we looked forward to when we got into being platinums, which we just recently got platinums.
Yeah.
Is many times, it's funny, when I was reading that one comment, I'm on my 26th Carnival cruise.
Why should that matter?
Right? But I said that, though, do you all out there actually know the exact number of cruises you've been on? Now, I mean, if you've been on 1, 2, 3, or 4, I can understand that you've only been on a few. But at what point do you actually stop counting how many cruises you went on? Because is it really that important to throw that number out there? People ask us all the time, how many cruises have you been on? How many?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
I don't know, somewhere between 40 and 50 maybe 50 and 60. I don't know. I mean, I know last year we went on 9. That's all I know.
Yeah, but prior to that, we didn't sail as often as we are now.
No, it's funny. We go back. Well, let's see. We've been on this one, and we just.
I couldn't even begin to tell you all of the ones that I've been on in the far past.
When we do the deck tours for the cabins, and sorry, we're rocking, guys. Sorry about that. That's one thing that we are not going to be able to fix in the RV is this.
Yeah,
we're gonna try, but anyway, there was this one particular cabin that we walked by on the Jubilee, actually, and they had stuff stuck to their door, but one of it was a series of little plates. They were very small, right? And they were in 2 rows of all the cruises and all the dates that they have been on the ship.
See, something like that would be the only way that I would be able to keep track of it. That was great. I loved it.
But there was like 20 of them, maybe.
Yeah, it had all of the names of the ships and the dates, and I thought that was great.
But why?
I don't know. Why not?
I mean, why? And then hanging outside your door, like, we've been on 20 cruises.
Well, because you'd add another one. It's like having your kids and their birthdays on one of those things.
I guess. I don't know.
I liked it.
I don't know.
But I mean, I don't go around saying I've been on this cruise, and this cruise. I don't know.
I don't know. Even a little one-on-one says I couldn't do a Speedo. Mamie Radar says we should be able to like more than once. Yeah. Could you do it like 27 times?
Thank you.
All the loyal TMC out there.
I love you guys.
Dirty deeds. Somebody's got to do it. Dirty deeds. Done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds. I'm sorry. Whoa.
See what happens when he gets the rocker head bounce going.
Jeez. I thought I had this like
balanced well.
It's Hal over here on the left.
Oh, that's true.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, well.
Little one-on-one says he's ready for his third. Well, like I said,
Nice.
when you've just started cruising and you've only gone on a couple, I understand it's easy to remember the numbers, but
yeah,
I just
I've been cruising since the late '80s, and
same with me.
I couldn't even tell you.
Early '90s for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
early '90s.
I couldn't even tell you back then. I mean, I know the first one I was on. I don't remember the second one.
First few cruises I went on, I don't remember much of anything. Especially after the ship started sinking. I mean, caught on fire. We got pretty loaded that night. If y'all are new to the channel and haven't seen it, go to our channel, scroll back and look for what's the title of it? Oh, My First Cruise. Literally, the very first cruise I got on back in the early 90s, it was, there could not have been more stuff to happen to that ship shy of sinking. That is the only thing that ship didn't do or didn't happen to us while we were on it. And I managed to enjoy myself somehow and continue to cruise after that. But that was a funny story.
Yeah, that's pre us, so
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah. So.
But I've heard the story.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a good story.
Oh my goodness, yes.
All right, Macrina, she lost track of how many cruises. I don't know. My days at sea, fairly close.
Yeah.
You know what actually I do find interesting, and for those who sail on Carnival, who ever go to some of the sort of welcome back parties, they give an award to the person on the ship who has sailed the most days.
Yeah.
So even if we can't remember, Carnival does. I can't speak about any of the rest of the lines, because to be honest, these days we don't really even go to those parties, even on Carnival. We have other things to do.
Yeah.
We just, it's nice, it's great, we get a free drink, and, that's it. Anyway, so we just don't go to the parties. Yeah, we don't really drink.
So
And when we were, like I said, we get one of the fruity ones and split it.
yeah.
So
We used to like to go and get pictures with the captain when they did that, but
yeah,
I don't.
but now they got the captain he
Yeah.
hangs out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's different.
I don't even know where I was going with it. Oh, anyway, they this person is with us, has cruised 6,227 days, and whatever, or the youngest diamond or platinum or whatever. It's always some 7-year-old whose parents have been taking them on every cruise since they were born. So yeah, interesting. What do y'all think of that? Should children under the age of 18 who were always with their parents be given status? Or should they earn it on their own when they start cruising, if you will, on your own? I want to know what y'all think about that. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. If you're with us live right now, leave it in the chat. Okay? All right. Danny Mac says, it's only been 4. I'll stop counting when I'm diamond and entitled. Well, I'm a diamond. I've been on, well, heck, I can't remember how many cruises, but enough to be a diamond. Bow to me.
Get my omelet while you're at it.
Wash my feet. Lord. Bev says laundry is definitely a perk on the ships that don't have self-service laundry. Absolutely. We like I said, that is the only perk, which is strange. One of the things we like about MSC, they status match. And so we got that perk on MSC as well. Not that it matters. Oh, reminder, we're like just a little over a week away. We're going to be on the seashore. Can you believe it's like a little over a week away?
I can't, and I am so excited. I'm so ready for it. Oh my goodness.
Did anything happen after I left?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Friends didn't come back?
No.
No?
No. It's been a quiet day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a quiet day today. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Little 101 says, I saw a door that on the Jubilee. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. You're talking about like all the little plates that go down. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. All right, it's all good.
I like those. I think they're nice.
I do too. It's not that I don't like it. The question is,
You think
what's the
braggy?
point?
Is it braggy?
Yes.
I think it's cool.
What's the point?
Why not? It helps them to remember. I mean, it would help me remember. Because I couldn't tell you.
But again, does it matter?
No.
I guess that's the whole point of it.
No, but I mean, when we're talking about things that, oh yeah, I've been on that ship, or, whatever.
Well, but we typically remember that. What ships we've been on. Like, we've been on a couple, we've been on the Celebration 3 times. Right? It's 3 separate cruises. But, have you been on Celebration? Yeah, we'll remember that. Have we been on this or that or this or that? We typically remember the ships. But we don't always remember if we've been on, like, done a couple of back-to-backs.
And I couldn't tell you what ship that was on. See, if we had one of those little plaques, we would know.
But does it matter? We've been on, like, it was the Carnival Dream.
Was it the Dream?
Yeah.
I really don't remember.
Even though I got the Mad Cow, I remember.
Yeah.
We had the balcony cabin. The cove balcony. And then we moved to the inside for the second cruise. Or it was vice versa. I don't remember that. But I remember it was the Dream.
I don't remember.
Back to back. Macrina says we need a gimbal for the equipment. Great. You want me to buy some more stuff? Danny's got me buying Hal. Now, you want me to go get a gimbal?
No, you wanted Hal yourself, so that's... I wanted Hal, too.
We actually...
you guys are going to like Hal, I think.
We have a gimbal.
Yeah.
But until... right now, the camera that you're seeing us on is actually on the computer. Yeah. That's why when we move, it bounces, because the computer is actually moving. Because we have a... well, look, I've showed you all before. We're not afraid to show you things. That's why I think you mostly love us, because we share. Here, look. Here. Let's go back to Hal. Where's Hal? Come on back down here. Okay, so look. So here's our setup. So there's my little laptop right there. And then I got this little tri-screen thing. There's one screen there. There's another screen over there. Okay? And so when I move, the whole thing's really bouncing because of the weight.
Now you got to show them what it's all resting on.
Now, even when I don't have the tri-screen on there, if I move, the laptop screen right here bounces. You just can't help it. We're in an RV that moves. This is all like on like a little stand, right? And I have a second stand here in the back that it's all tied to try to give it some more support. But if I didn't have this all, in fact, I even got this little arm here, and I've got it tied down to try to keep it less bouncy. So, look, we try, everybody. Anyway, so, yeah, Hal's going to come in handy.
Yeah, I do like Hal.
But we wanted to test out Hal to see what everybody thought of the clarity of it and stuff. And so, what do you think of, how Hal actually looks as a camera to you guys? Do you like the tone, the coloring, and all the things? Hal was not overly expensive, reasonable for what it is. And if y'all loyal TMC people out there, we know you shoot us straight. Let us know what you think, because this one's maybe a little bit more warm or yellowy, where Hal is a bit more, I think, realistic color tone wise. I know we're getting off cruise subject, and I apologize. But part of our improvements are things that we talk about to you about. So anyway, what do you think? I like the clarity of Hal. To
I
be
think
honest
Hal
with you.
looks awesome.
I think it looks great.
Yeah,
That's
I do
just
too.
me. See, this doesn't look bad to me. It's just, I don't know. It's just different.
Did you tell them what we're going to use Hal for?
No,
Huh?
no,
Is that a surprise?
no.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't get demonetized. I'm not sure what we would get demonetized for. I don't know what we were talking about. Sorry, I got to move this down a little bit, Go. No. I'm not sure what we would get demonetized for. I don't think we've done anything bad. Bev says, might be fun to have on your wall at home, but not on your cabin door. Okay. Yeah, I would go with that. I could go with that.
I could go with that too.
That's what I'm saying. It's more, to me, I just feel it's a
thing.
braggy thing. Yep. Little one says, Macrina, well, I did go to the adult show, and I walked in, and when they said corn, I never seen so many people run out with red faces, and the show really got lit.
That sounds like an inside joke. It
Yeah,
had
we
to
must have
been,
missed something.
Yeah, it had to have been.
Robert, was it the poop cruise? I'm not sure what we were asking about, but that's okay. Oh my God,
It's
yes.
the Mad Cow.
Oh, yeah. Macrina says, oh my gosh, yes, watch the first cruise videos.
Oh, that one.
On the ropes course.
Yeah.
The things I do for you guys. Antonio says, I've been thinking, I've been on 15 and a half cruises. Half of my last cruise I don't remember.
That's great.
Mimi Radar says, Princess does the same with who has most days. Yeah,
Okay.
I think a lot of the cruise lines do that.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
Macrina says, it's okay for young ones to get status, but I also think that if you cruise solo and pay for double occupancy cabins, you should get at least 1.5 or 2 credits per day.
You know, that makes perfect sense to me because you're paying for
You're
it.
paying for 2.
Yeah,
You're paying for 2.
I get that.
Billy says, I believe there's a kid that is Pinnacle on Royal because they have cruised with their family since they were 6 months old. Yeah. We've
All the
met a
time.
couple of these little kids on the last cruises. There's always one that's at the top tier of each cruise line's loyalty rewards program, and they're never more than 6 or 7 years old. Thank you. Inherent status, I see as it's legit. Okay.
All right.
Arcade, welcome, buddy. You should be getting on the Jubilee like pretty quick.
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
MSC has arcades, but if they do, get some videos. Of course we will. And because we know you watch all the time now, we're gonna get you extra special arcade videos. Okay. Mamie says, I like your solo. Yep, we agree. We all agree on that.
Yeah, I think so.
Little 101 says he's also a solo cruiser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe the two of you could share. I'm kidding. You're Tall Man Clan, you know. Maybe Macrina likes the Speedo idea. I don't...
Macrina might not like the pineapples all over the place. I don't know.
Charles says, Robert, I would love to hear how you alleviate seasickness besides the patch you wear. I get motion sickness very easy. Okay. Hang on.
Well, so we have this cocktail. Should I share your story, or are you going to share your story?
I'll tell him.
Okay.
I just don't want to get...
And this required several trips to the doctor to figure out this cocktail.
Once the stream is over, I will get a link and I'll put it up in the description of this video. So just come back to this video like tomorrow or the next day, whenever, and look down in the description and I'll have a link for this for you. The cliff notes of the story was some years ago, I was hired to staff that Victory Casino ship with musicians for a show.
But the older version.
Yeah, not this
more
one.
rocky.
Yeah, it was an older one.
Smaller, more rocky.
Oh no, it was about that size, but it was still rocky. Anyway, and so of course I was one of the players, and then I had to anyway. So I go out there, and at that time, I didn't know how ill I was going to be. So I go out there the first night. I've got vertigo, so I pass out. I don't throw up, I pass out. And I'm there to try to play, so I'm like, I'm holding on. If I haven't told you, I'm a drummer. I'm not sure if anyone's asked. I think you have, but I didn't tell you. I'm a drummer. I mean, you see me playing in the intro. So.
Well, they also see you with air guitars, so...
Well, that's true. Anyway, but my air guitar is horrible. Well, my drumming is, you know. Anyway, so I'm holding onto the drum kit with one hand and playing with the other hand and just all but falling off. So anyway, I go to the doctor's hey doc, I have this gig on a ship. Help me. So they prescribed me a prescription strength Dramamine. Okay, it's called meclizine. That is the active ingredient in Dramamine. But there's very little of it in Dramamine. The rest of it's fillers. But I got a prescription strength of that. Take one pill, she says. Great. Take the pill. Go out the next night. I'm still hanging on for dear life. And this is, it's like 4 hours of sheer hell. I mean, it's brutal. And then the problem after that is it's like a half a day for me to recover, if not longer. I mean, it just doesn't. Anyway, so I go back to the doctor. Doc, it did nothing. She goes, okay, take 2 pills. Okay, great, take 2 pills. Nothing. Go back to 3rd day. Doc, come on, there's got to be something stronger. Well, the patch, wear the patch. Okay, great. But the patch is great for 3 days. I said, great, I'll schedule myself for 3 days straight. I'll wear the patch, I'll be good. Wear the patch. Still, I mean, like, I felt a little something. Like, ooh. But I was still like, I wasn't completely over. I was just like, now I just had my hand there to balance. I'm still a little green. Anyway, so went back to the doc. It's not quite there. What else? I said, well, look, I suppose you can take 1 pill too with it. So I had the patch on, took the pill. 1 pill. Went out that night. That was not bad. It wasn't great, but it was not bad. I don't think I could have done it long term like that, but I survived. I didn't think that I was going to die like I had the other nights. So I go back to the doctor again. But mind you, I'm every single day back to the doctor, right? And I get back. I said, okay, doc, I feel we're almost there. Is there another level we can go? She's like, good Lord, you got problems. So look, wear the patch. You can take 2 pills. But that is it. I mean, you are ODing, if you will. You're massive, maxed out. Anyway, so I did. Wear the patch, took 2 of these pills, prescription strength meclizine. It was great. And it has been awesome ever since. And that is my drug cocktail. And so now I don't need a prescription for the meclizine. You can get these online pretty inexpensively. So that's why I said I'll leave a link at where to get them. And I think it's like 3 bottles for $5 or $10. I mean, and there's like, I don't know, there's like 100 pills in here, and they're chewable. Okay, but it's not Dramamine. It's a higher dose of straight up meclizine, and so that's what I wear. So if you get queasy and you're seasick, look, I've tried the bands. I've tried all the natural stuff. None of it works. It's vertigo. It's an inner ear head thing. So when I walk on a ship, I can immediately feel it moving with the water when it's moving, when it's tied up to the dock. People think I'm crazy. Even the big ships. I mean, it doesn't bother me now because I'm taking my cocktail, but I literally can feel it moving when it's tied up to the dock. So, Charles, hopefully that'll help you. Again, come back to the video. When we're done, I'll put a link in there where these things are. They're inexpensive. The patch, however, you got to go to a doctor. Yeah. If you do not have a doctor to get to the patch, you can go look online. There's a website. It's called Runway.com?
Roadway.
No, it's Runway.
Runway.
Again, I'll put this link in there too. Again, we get nothing for this stuff. I'll put an Amazon link. I may get like 6 cents if you buy this stuff from Amazon. But Runway, they're just like an online travel health thing. And it's like $75. And you have like a little consultation sort of online with them. And they would prescribe you the patch and send it right to your house. It's like $75. And I got 3 or 4 patches. I forget how many. But if you don't have a doctor. If you have a doctor and you have insurance plan and it's cheaper than that, then just go to your doctor. Say, I got seasick, I need a patch. It's called a transderm patch. Okay? Hopefully that helps you guys. All right? Lakrina says, we like to spend other people's money for your electronics. I like to have some other people's money. Right now, it's all my money. YouTube ain't paying me quite yet. That's why you all have to give it the thumbs up. That's why we always ask.
Yes.
Right? The more people that come around, the bigger the channel grows. One day, maybe it will pay for stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, we still have to work, so all this stuff comes. But, we do want to invest in the channel and what we do for you guys to make it better all the time. And so, it's not a complaint. We do it.
It's a process.
And we do it with tongue in cheek. Because we have a gimbal, but it just won't work on a gimbal.
And not on the computer.
No. Well, actually, the computer is sort of gimbaled. But not enough.
No. No, No, it's not.
Earl says, Billy says Royal gives you 2 points for cruising solo. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Royal does.
All right.
Then he says Hal will will just order the gimbal for you. Yeah. if stuff starts showing up in my house, Hal's going in the garbage. Little 101. We need to talk to John about a solo cruisers. LOL, we deserve status. Sure, little 101, go have it with John.
You know, he gets hit with everything else, and he's got the ear of the beards.
The beards.
I know.
Hal, Mamie says Hal seems more crisp. We agree.
Yeah, I like
Hal
him.
is looking good and sharper image. Awesome. Bev says, my third cruise was on the Splendor shortly after the fire at sea.
Oh.
Back when John Heald was the cruise director. No, that was your third cruise. Nice.
Yeah.
Bev continues to say, met a couple who joked that haven't been on that disaster of a cruise.
Having been,
they were taking their free cruise back on Splendor because it couldn't possibly be worse. You just never know. Danny Mac says, when you and your channel become rich and famous, remember, I named Hal.
Yes.
Yes,
you did name
you
Hal.
did. And no, you can't. Demonetized for singing. That wouldn't... That's... I'd
It's
be okay with that. Because that wasn't even remotely close. The algorithm will never figure that one out. Bev says, I have friends whose son has been cruising since he was 3 and he loves it. By the time he was 8, he'd find cruises online and suggest them to his parents.
That sounds like our daughter.
Yeah, we created a little monster with my daughter.
Yeah.
Little 101 says, I think Macrina would beat me with the pineapples and have me tied up. Yeah,
She probably would.
Yeah. She'd leave to embark. The cabin steward would come in to clean your cabin and find you all tied up with a pineapple shoved in your mouth. Macrina's just gonna rough to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Kathy says, for seasickness, I swear by meclizine once in the morning and once at night. So, what I didn't tell you was, so bad for me, when I first get on the ship, put on the patch, usually a few hours before I get to the port, I take the pills right when I get to the port. I take 2 of those chewables every 6 hours for at least the first day and a half. Basically, what I'm trying to do is shock the crap out of my system. After that, typically, I'm down to 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. On some of the bigger ships, I'm just 1 a day on the pill. I still wear the patch. I keep that up. Every 3 days, I change it out. 3.5 days, so I can get 2 patches for a 7-day cruise.
Unless it's going to be stormy.
If it's going to be really bad, I change it out.
Yeah.
Like the one night, whatever. We've been on a couple that I'm like, okay, I got to keep it going.
Yeah, time to change.
And then I keep the pills going too, just because. The problem with seasickness is with any of these drugs, if you're already queasy and sick, they're not going to do anything for you. It's too late. The only thing that would do would be a shot down, in the med bay.
Yeah.
Okay. Medical facility, whatever they call it on a ship. Okay. So I take it precautionary. That's why I tell people, anybody that thinks, take it. Please. Okay. Side effects. You're going to have horrible cotton mouth.
Yeah.
And you're going to be tired.
Yeah.
When the ship's not moving. When the ship's moving, the drugs are doing their thing. I feel great. When we're in port, I feel very lethargic. Which is why I've gotten to the point where I can start to back off the meds a little bit after my system's shocked with it. But cottonmouth, I just, I don't drink alcohol, so it doesn't bother me, so I just drink more water. Okay? That's why you always see us with, drinks and stuff. It's even here, because we're talking a lot, but on the ship, man, I have a drink all the time just because of the cottonmouth. And subsequently, if you're ever watching our deck tour videos, you hear me a lot. By the way, I'm holding the phone this close to me, so because I'm really whispering quiet when we do that. Yeah. But you can hear me do that every once in a while because of the cottonmouth. So I apologize to you all. Hang on, speaking of drink. All right, we're going to be wrapping this up in just a few minutes, so get your last questions in. Remember, we've been working 12-hour days, so we still have another 5 days to go here.
Yeah.
So, but we want to answer all your questions, but put them in there now. We'll be with you for a few more minutes. Little 101 says, you walk with a cane, so I can't walk straight sober. So drinking is all good and just works. Exactly. A couple of drinks and the ship's swaying and you're actually walking straight.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
Your air drumming is much better than your air. I know. That's because I know how to play drums. I don't know how to play guitar. I can play a little bass, but I just, this right hand, these fingers don't really work well. We ever get on a group cruise, I'll show you. It's the strangest thing like this. Like, I can do this. I mean, I really have to think hard to make the fingers do that. Yeah, it's the mad cow. Stops all the, yeah, anyway. Oh my God, Robert is rocking and rocking. I know, right? Sorry. Pass. That's about their sharing.
Yeah.
I was kidding. Charles Brennan says, man, you do sound so much like me. I feel the ship moving when I get on. Yeah. I have used it, but it's not enough. We'll try the pills in addition. Yeah. 1 patch, 2 pills every 6 hours for the first day and a half. You'll know. You're like, okay, I feel really good. Then maybe you just do 1 pill every 6 hours. And if you still feel real good, then maybe it's just morning and night. And that's basically what I started to do because I know the feeling. And so I just started backing it off, and now I know when I can back off and when I have to stay the full regimen. And some of it's just also paying, like Lisa said, attention to the weather coming up. If it's going to be storming, I don't care how big the ship is. I'm getting back on my regimen.
Yeah.
Okay? Macrina says, oh my God, Robert is going to be heading...
reading
a John Hill comment with some dude named Little 1-on-1. I know, right? It'll be like doing the news. And wait till y'all read this one.
Are you kidding me, people?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that you, Little 1-on-1? Macrina says, we are all a riot. We all are a riot, right? And with no drinks. I know, right? Imagine if we were drunk. We would have a blast if our cruise schedules ever linked up. I know we would. We just have to make them link up. A massive riot party, Little 101 says. They will definitely say, here they come again. If not, ban us from the next one. Behave yourselves. Hey, Slinky, what's up?
Hey!
Oh, you're late to the party, girl. Were you on another one? Did we overlap again? Sorry if we overlapped. Hey, look at that. 17 people watching, 18 thumbs up. I love that. There's more thumbs up than people watching.
Yay.
But way more people have watched. So if you're new and you haven't done it yet, you know what you got to do, right? Hit that thumbs up button. Right? Hit that thumbs up, right? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Anyway, for those who don't know, Slinky is one of the blue crew for Tony at La Lita Loca. We hung out with them on the inaugural of the Jubilee. And so they were great fun, and they helped save one of our streams. Actually, they came on with us on one of the streams.
They
so
did.
A lot of you met them.
Yeah.
So, but they also saved that particular stream because he had his battery, the anchor, that I was able to plug into my computer because those streams got so long. Killed my battery. Oh, it's in the other pouch. We got that same battery now.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Anyway, all right, y'all. It's been a blast. We enjoy being here. Next stream, we'll probably try to do at least one more before we get on the seashore. But don't forget, next week, we're going to start our streams on the seashore. And as long as the Wi-Fi is good enough, we will broadcast live nightly from the MSC Seashore. If for any kind of reason it is not... or we lose stream, which has happened before.
Yeah.
My system does record. We will continue through it and post it as quickly as we possibly can. Again, Wi-Fi permitted. Thank you for all the thumbs up.
Yes,
we're going to give
you.
everybody a little of that for the thumbs up tonight.
Yes, yay.
All right, so a little of that. All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much. We do appreciate everybody being here. We love you all from the bottom of our heart. Until we see you all again somewhere, hopefully on the seas, and if not, right here the next time we go live. You all be safe.